what if you can actually go back in time and pick a deceased historical figure and coax this person, persuade them, convince them that running for the U.S. presidency in 2028 would be beneficial to mankind? Who would you pick and why? The caveat, there's a caveat, is this person cannot be a political figure. So with that being said, the floor belongs to Mr. Saberhagen. Whenever you are ready, good sir.
I would choose Jackie Robinson. Jackie wasn't just a baseball player, he was a trailblazer. He stepped onto the field every single day, knowing he would face hostility, threats, pressures most of us that we could never comprehend. In today's world, we need to have that kind of leadership. Someone who can take the hits, but still move forward. Someone who can unite people, not stand at a podium, but by leading through actions. Jackie had an incredible ability to handle adversity while still performing at an elite level. As a leader, Jackie wouldn't just bring people together, he'd show them that it's possible to move past the things that divide us and build something better. And maybe, just maybe, that lesson would extend beyond sports, beyond politics, and into the way we choose to live our lives every single day. We could use a leader who understands struggle, but chooses to lead with dignity, without ego.
Mr. Antonio Davis, good sir, I will ask you the same question. I won't read the whole thing, but I'll kind of set it up for our fans. You're going back in time prior to the 20th century, and you could visit any historical figure that you want, and your objective is to inspire them and maybe even change the course of history. The catch is that this historical figure is only 5 years of age when you're visiting them. How will you inspire them? Who are they? And you'll do so by telling them a story from your own childhood that does epitomize perseverance, hope, and sheer will. My friend, the floor is yours whenever you're ready to go, good sir.
Yeah, this was a tough one for me. You know, there was definitely so many different ways you can go with it. I choose Richard Allen. Richard Allen was a minister and an educator and actually formed the AME Church, which now we call the African Methodist Episcopal Church. And the reason I know that is because my grandma, I grew up in that church, but I remember so many times her, dragging me to church, making sure that I set up and I listened, I sang the songs and all that. So I chose him, for the reason of the AME Church as I see it today has kind of been stifled and kind of not grown in the way that it has. And as I look into it, and now my mom is highly involved, some of it is just structural stuff. So I would try to go back to Richard Allen and kind of tell him a story, really just about myself. Like, hey, young boy, I know you're curious and smart and full of big dreams, but little man, as you grow older, you'll have an opportunity to really make some changes. So I would tell you, young man, I come all this way to tell you a secret. You're gonna build something. You're gonna build something super special. When you hear music or you see someone helping someone else, when you hear a little kid speaking out, I want you to smile. That means the house is growing. That means the church is alive. That means things are happening in the community. You're gonna remember that I told you that a little boy like me who had a grandma, she took him to a place where there was love, there was acceptance, and all of that.
Jake Roberts, in your opinion, good sir, what is the benefit of consciousness from an evolutionary standpoint?
To be conscious is much more than being awake and being in tune, being in step. And to survive in this world, we have to consider so many things, so many choices to be made. And a lot of those choices can be life or death. And that's the sad part about it. And you can go down the wrong road real quick. But are you conscious enough to change? And change is what we all have to be open to. The fool is the one that won't change or doesn't respect change. Changes are a good thing. because you can always change again. So being conscious of that opens the door for freedom. And if you're not free of drugs and alcohol, if you're not free from food, if you're not free from overworking your damn self, you need to have time for yourself, time to live, time to breathe. So being conscious of where you're at, and what you need, truly need to survive. I'm not talking about greed. I'm talking about simple survival with life.